Episode 6, The Final Push, Biafra's Last Stand. Story title, Till the Last Breath. 1969, a nation on its knees. Biafra was now just a sliver of land on the Nigerian map, surrounded, starving, and bleeding. The territory had shrunk from its original borders to a few desperate towns, Umuahia, Owerri, and Aba. Its capital had moved 3 times. Its population, once hopeful, was starving to death. But still, Biafra would not surrender. Ojukwu's voice echoed from scratchy radios and candlelit gatherings. Biafra lives. We will not die in silence. Desperation and determination. Despite overwhelming odds, Biafra's military remained fierce and inventive. They built improvised armored cars from bulldozers. They manufactured local bombs nicknamed Ogbunigwe, mass killers. Teenagers were recruited, trained, and sent to the front. Children served as messengers, scouts, even spies. Every Biafran soldier knew what surrender meant, not just defeat but extinction. To them, this wasn't just war, it was resistance against erasure. The bombing of churches and markets. In 1969, the war turned even darker. The Nigerian Air Force, aided by foreign mercenaries, began indiscriminate bombing of civilian centers, churches, hospitals, refugee camps. One of the most shocking attacks came on March 31, 1969. A Red Cross shelter in Uli was bombed. Over 500 civilians, mostly women and children, were killed. The target had been food supplies. The world protested, but no sanctions came. The Nigerian government insisted Biafra had used civilians as shields. The truth was blurred, but the dead were real. The collapse begins. By late 1969, the noose had tightened. Umuahia fell in December. Federal forces advanced from all sides. Communications were lost. Supply lines collapsed. Ojukwu, now tired and thin, knew the end was near. In secret, he met with advisors. There was only one path left: exile. On January 10, 1970, Ojukwu boarded a plane to the Ivory Coast. He left behind a war-torn land and a broken people. January 15, 1970, Biafra surrenders. 5 days later, his deputy, Major General Philip Effiong, addressed the world. We affirm we are loyal Nigerian citizens and accept the authority of the federal military government. The Republic of Biafra hereby ceases to exist. Biafra was dead, but the scars were only beginning to form. Aftermath, peace without justice. General Gowon declared, no victor, no vanquished. He offered a policy of reconciliation, reconstruction, and rehabilitation. But many Biafrans returned to destroyed homes, looted cities, and decades of quiet marginalization. The war had ended, but the wounds remained. Over 2 million people had died, most from hunger. A generation of children grew up with war as their first memory. The Igbo people would live with the pain and the silence. But Biafra never truly died. Though the Republic lasted only 2 years and 7 months, the idea of Biafra lived on. It became more than a failed state. It became a symbol of resistance, of identity, of grief, and of pride. Even today, decades later, the name Biafra still stirs emotion in Nigeria, still echoes in protests, still lives in hearts, because sometimes a dream doesn't need to win to never die. Next episode, the legacy of Biafra, memory, trauma, and the echoes of war. The war is over, but what did it leave behind? What did Nigeria become, and what remains unresolved to this day?